If you thought last Friday's video was a long one, then strap yourself in. This one's even longer. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Well, if you're new here, my name is Lizzie and I'm a Disney Plush collector from the UK. So happy Friday, I hope you've all had a great week and have a good weekend ahead of you. I'm here with my full Wishables collection. I've always put off doing this. I used to do it back at my mum and dad's in like 3 or 4 series bursts because I just knew that it would be a really long video to show them to you all. So what I did was I researched the order that they all came in. That took a long time, and then I sat down yesterday and filmed all of them individually, so I haven't got to have them all in front of me because there is a lot of them. I can't even hazard a guess as to how many I've got. I'm going to put a counter in the corner so we're actually going to find out how many I've got, but they definitely couldn't fit all at my feet like I usually do with collection videos, and I wouldn't be able to get them into order. So I'm going to just pop them on the screen when I'm talking about them. But this is my full Wishables collection as of the start of August, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to get my hands on the D23 exclusive Wishables. By the time this video goes up, I will know whether I've got a video of that coming. So if I have, I might let you know in the comments. I'm not sure. But let's get in to my Wishables collection video. The footage I took, I edited last night as well, and it's already 9 minutes long, so this is going to be a really long video. So I'd suggest grabbing a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and strap yourself in for a really long video. So Wishables first released in April 2019. They are called Disney Parks Wishables, so the clue is in the name that they are supposed to be Disney Parks exclusive, but they were available on the American Shop Disney as it was known, and I believe since it's moved to Disney Store they will arrive on the Disney Store website as well, because they have been releasing some. So if you haven't seen my most recent Wishables unbagging, it's down in the description as final Wishables unbagging, because I just don't know when they're going to stop them again. So everyone is kind of final to me. So when they first released, they had some that you could get out of the bag. So that was Mickey Mouse, a red Minnie Mouse which is in my car, and a Stitch. I am a bit brave keeping that one in my car because I'm pretty sure most Wishables are quite rare now, so I'm risking losing it by keeping it in my car, put it that way. And then on that release day in April 2019, they released 3 sets. So they released the Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, which unfortunately I have absolutely none of. So this set I completely missed. You could get Nemo as the completer, which would have been fantastic. I would have bought him if I saw him. And then in the bag you could get Dory, Bruce, the submarine vehicle, which I'm a big fan of. I love the sets where you get like a vehicle or the building or something, and Darla in like a scuba suit, which is really cute because she's never in a scuba suit in the film. They also released the Parks Food Series 1, which I do have a full set of. So the completer was a mint choc chip ice cream, and the ones in the bag, which I have all of them, were the Mickey Premium Bar, a Dole Whip, an ice cream cookie sandwich, and a strawberry ice pop. So this is my first complete set for this video, but it wasn't the first set I completed. I got the completer much later. I didn't want it because I don't eat mint choc chip ice cream, but I've got to stop being like that. I'm like it with the Munchlings as well, but I was more completist with the Wishables than I ever have been with the Munchlings. And then the final set that was available on day 1 was the Pirates of the Caribbean set. Now, I first went to Disneyland and got my own Wishables in September of 2019, and they still had some of these left. So I got the completer, which is the dog with the key, which is my favourite scene from the Pirates of the Caribbean. But then I only bought 1 bag because I was really scared of getting duplicates. So I got 1 bag and I got red. But I would really love Captain Jack Sparrow, the Skeleton Helmsman, and the Pirate Parrot. But the problem with Wishables is they cost $10 when they started and they went up to $15. People want like $400 for the rare ones, and I just don't see how you can justify that. As a collector, you should be kind to other collectors. I think that's absolutely ridiculous, not only for the size and how much it cost originally, but also how can it be worth that much? I just don't get it. So I don't have a lot of these older ones because I just could not afford the prices they were on eBay. And then Wishables started to release monthly, which is more than we can say for Munchlings, because some months we get 2 and then we'll go a couple of months without them. They're on a really bad schedule. So in May 2019, they came out with the Buzz Lightyear attraction series, and I think they called it that because every Buzz Lightyear just seems to have a different name. So unfortunately, I don't have any of these because they'd sold out by the time I got there. But the completer was the Toy Story Alien, which I would have loved. I am watching one on Vinted. I'm really tempted to get it. And then in the bag, you could get Emperor Zurg, Buzz Lightyear, a Boxer Bot, which I think is one of the things you have to hit, and then one of the vehicles, which I would have really loved. And then in June 2019, they brought out the Ariel's Undersea Adventure set. Again, another one I have nothing for. The completer was Flounder, and then in the bags you could get Ariel, Scuttle, Sebastian and Ursula. And I'm so sad that I don't have any of these, but it just goes to show how quickly Wishables could sell out. I'm still amazed that I could get the Food Series 1 and Pirates of the Caribbean that released in April when I went in September. And then in July 2019, the Splash Mountain Wishables came out. Now naturally, these are more rare than the rest purely because Splash Mountain no longer exists. So like the plushes, which I don't own, they are worth mega bucks on the internet. But I only got the completer for this set. I got Brer Rabbit because I think Brer Rabbit's really cute, but I hadn't actually been on Splash Mountain by that point ever, so I didn't get any of the blind bags. But in them you could get Brer Fox, Brer Bear, Brer Frog and Poppy Possum. The one that I most wanted was out of the bag, so I was quite happy with that. That didn't often happen at the beginning. For example, in the Ariel set, it was Flounder, not Ariel, that you could get out of the bag, and they do that so that you will buy the bags. But later on they stopped doing that so much. And then in August 2019, so just a month before I go, they released the Haunted Mansion Wishables for their 50th anniversary. I was really excited for this set because it was one of my favourite attractions and still is, and it's actually the first set where I start feeling the bag, because I really wanted the Hatbox Ghost. I was yet to get that one, so I was feeling for his little hat box. I don't know where Joe was. I think he'd gone to the toilet, and I was feeling these bags and I was like, I think this one's the Hatbox Ghost, and I think I opened it in the vlog. I can't remember. We're talking like 5 years ago now. But the completer was Gus, one of the hitchhiking ghosts, and the other hitchhiking ghosts are in the bag. They are Ezra and Phineas, and you could also get Constance the Bride and the Hatbox Ghost. So this is still to this day one of my favourite sets. They are so dear to me, and I started to be able to feel the bags. I'm not as good at it anymore because they don't come out as much, but if I ever go and they've still got some, I'm probably gonna feel the bags because I am missing a lot from the later sets that they've just bought out. So September 2019, right when I'm about to go, because I think I went the end of September and these always released at the start, they were typically the first Wednesday of the month, the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh Wishables released. So I kind of have this as a full set, if you'll allow me. The completer was Tigger, which of course belongs to my dad, because if you didn't know, my dad has a huge Tigger collection, so he had that one, and then I managed to complete the set. I don't know whether I had to buy any on eBay, but I know I definitely got the honey pot when we were there because I opened it while we were there. I think we were in a queue to meet Pooh Bear and I just opened it. But you could get Rabbit, Winnie the Pooh, the honey pot and the Heffalump. So I do have that full set if you'll indulge the fact that my dad's collection is also my collection. And then in October 2019 we get our first double drop month, although technically we don't, because one is the Disney Cruise Line set, which wasn't really available off the ship. So we get the Haunted Mansion holiday set, which I love. It's for Disneyland because Disneyland changes their Haunted Mansion to Haunted Mansion Holiday for Halloween and Christmas. Once I'm back home, this is when I start to rely on my friends to get them for me. So I've had my friend James at Pinpals get them for me. My partner channel Geeking Out with Melly Mel got a few for me. My friend Luke Antunes has got some for me, but typically my closest friends Jodie and Laura of the Jodie and Laura Life used to get them for me, and they got really good at filling the bags for me as well so that I would get the ones I wanted. So these were shipped to me and I got the completer, which is Oogie Boogie, and then in the bag you could get Jack Skellington, Zero, Scary Teddy and the Giant Snake. So this was when I first realised that people were ripping you off for Wishables, because I was like, oh, I'll just go on eBay and get Zero. He'll only be about $20 plus shipping. I was wrong. He was like 100, 150, and I was like, I don't need to complete the set badly enough. So even though I was a completist still. If it involved spending more money, I wasn't. And then, like I said, also that month, the Disney Cruise Line Wishables dropped. I have a feeling there was just a delay getting them onto the ships because they were probably planned out from that April. So this is the very first set with 2 completers because you've got a Captain Minnie and a Captain Mickey that are sold outside of the bags. And this is another full set I have, but it took me a long time. I had to wait until they were available on shopdisney.com, and then I think Laura ordered them and sent them to me, and then I think I still had to do some trades to get a full set. But in the bag you could get Pluto, Donald Duck, Goofy and Daisy Duck. And then in November 2019, the Merry Christmas Wishables released. So again, this is another one where I didn't complete the set because the last one to get was just so expensive. So the completer was the Toy Soldier, which I do have. And then inside the bags you could get Santa Mickey, the Reindeer, which is the one I don't have, the Snowman and the Gingerbread Man. They were a really cute set. They're kind of like parade Wishables, but yeah, I don't have a complete set because I wasn't willing to spend more than, say, $25 on a Wishable. And then in December 2019, there's another 2 drop month, but again, it's for a location where you can't get them anywhere else. So the first set is the Frozen set, where the completer is Olaf, and then you can get Elsa, Anna, Sven and Grandpappy. So I have a full set of those. But then the set I don't have any of, although I could have sworn I did, I must have just looked at them on like eBay or Vinted or something, is the Alani set. So obviously I've never been to Alani. At the time I didn't know anyone who'd gone to get me any. So it was another one where there were 2 completers, so Mickey and Minnie. And it was the first one with a chase. So the bag says there is Goofy, shaved ice, Chip and a Spam Musubi to get, but you could also get Dale. So it doesn't say on the bag, it never did, but they started to introduce a chase in the bags where you could get a slightly different character to what was on the bag. So sadly I don't have any of those and I would love them. I wouldn't love the food so much, I would just like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Chip and Dale, to be honest. Another set that broke my heart was the Park Icons set, which released in January of 2020. So I had to get friends from different sides of the pond to help me with this one. So James got me the bags and the Sleeping Beauty castle, which was the completer for Disneyland. And then Mel got me the Cinderella castle from Florida because she was visiting at the time. Unfortunately, I didn't complete this set. You could get Epcot, which I don't have, Tree of Life, which I don't have, the Hollywood Tower of Terror, and the Pixar Pal Around. So I love the ones I've got, but unfortunately the ones I don't cost up to $200 on eBay, and I just can't justify it as much as I really want those. If you want to talk grails with me, Epcot and Tree of Life are like my highest grails because I feel like this set should never have been incomplete. But I do love that they had the forethought to have 2 different completers because that's beautiful. And then in February 2020 they released the Space Mountain Wishables. I don't remember getting these at the time, I think I got them after, but I do have a full set. So the completer was the Space Mountain show building, which I absolutely love, and then you could get the Robot Dog, Astronaut Mickey, Astronaut Minnie and the Space Mountain ride vehicle. I actually think I just bought them on like eBay or something as a full set. I don't think I even unbagged them. And then in March 2020 we get 3 sets including the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival series. So the completer for this set was like a gardener Mickey Mouse, which was really cute, and then inside the bag you could get Minnie Mouse, a Frushi, a Figment Topiary, a Butterfly and 2 mystery variants, which I'm struggling to find online, but I think they were just different colours of the Frushi. And then also released that month were the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway Wishballs because the attraction opened in March of 2020, so I don't think they planned to have 3 release at the same time, but the last one could have been avoided. So the one you could get out of the bag was Goofy, and then you could get Mickey and Minnie in the car, Chubby, Daisy Duck and the train. And then the set that they could have just pushed to another month was the Park Food Series 2 set. So the completer was a Mickey waffle, which was double-sided, which was really nice. And then you could get popcorn, churros, a turkey leg and a cotton candy. And I have that full set. And then in April 2020, we've got 2 new sets and 3 new completers, but they don't have a set, so they're just standalones. So you could get Donald Duck, which I don't have, Pluto, which I don't have, and Pink Minnie Mouse, which I do have. And the sets you could get, there was one for Walt Disney World, which was Pandora World of Avatar, which I have the completer for, which is the Shaman of Songs. And then I've also got one of the blind bag characters, which is the Sentry. But you could also get a Hexapede, a Viper Wolf, and a Banshee. And to be honest, I still really want a Banshee. And then for Disney's California Adventure, they also released the Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue set that month, which I had to get a full set of. And technically I have a full set, but not really. So the completer was Sully, which was great for me because it meant that I was guaranteed Sully. But you could also get Boo, Mike Wazowski, the ride vehicle, and then Roz. But my Roz is actually the Trace Roz, because if you look at the bag, Roz is meant to be in her red outfit and I've got her in her gold outfit. So I didn't bother getting Roz in her red outfit, but to be honest, if I see it cheap, I will get it because I just love this set. It's one of my favourites. In May 2020, we got the Country Bear Jamboree set. So this release was another one with tracers. Big Al was the completer, which I unfortunately don't have, and I only have one from this set. So you could get Henry, Teddy Barra, Baby Oscar, and one plush, which would either be Bunny, Bubbles, or Beulah, which I thought was a bit of a rip-off because like they only had a different eye that was winking or something. And then in July 2020, we got 2 sets again. So the first set was the Toy Story Mania series, where Woody was the completer. So like I said, at the beginning, they didn't put the most popular character as the completer, but they started to do it a bit later, because I would argue most people would want Woody. And then in the bags, you could get Bo Peep, Trixie, Miss Potato Head, or Jessie, and I have all of those. And then also in July 2020, we got the Disneyland Resort 65th Anniversary series. So I kind of have a full set for this, it depends who you ask. So the completer was Monstro, which I do have, but they also released an annual pass holder exclusive, which I didn't get, which was the Yeti. So you can get Mr. Toad, the Skyway Bucket, the Barker Bird, and the Alice in Wonderland ride vehicle. I have all of those that are on the bag, but the Skyway Buckets had 2 different colour variants, I think, and I didn't get those. So I kind of have a full set, but not really. So in August 2020, they released the Jungle Cruise Wishables, and might I add that because the parks were closed, they were just on Shop Disney at this point. The Jungle Cruise Wishables I didn't actually bother getting any of. You could get the gorilla as the completer, and then you could get a ride vehicle, a tiger, a skipper, and a hippo. I later traded for the hippo because I wanted to help out the person that wanted my trade, and that was the only thing they had that I didn't. And then I saw someone say that the skipper looks like Walt, so I bought the skipper, I think from my friend I'd been trading with, and he just sits with my Walt collection now. But originally I hadn't bothered, there's no unboxing on my channel for them. And then there's a bit of a gap. They don't release anything in September 2020, but in October 2020 they released 2 sets, so I think there must have been a delay. So the Coco set is another complete set of mine. Pepita is the completer, and then you can get Miguel, Hector, Ernesto de la Cruz, and Dante. And Dante had a completer, which I also have. So you've got regular Dante, and then you've got Alebrije Dante. And then also in October 2020, they released the Enchanted Tales with Belle set, which again is another complete set of mine. The completer was the Beast, and then you could get Cogsworth, the Wardrobe, Lumiere, and Belle. And Belle you could get in her yellow dress or her blue dress, and I got both because I prefer Blue Belle, which was the rarer one. And then in November 2020 they released the Magic Carpets of Aladdin set, which is actually a Make-A-Wish set. I don't have all of these, but the completer was the Genie, so I got him. And then I've got the Lamp, Jasmine, and Aladdin, but I don't have the Magic Carpet. And then in December 2020 you get the Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind set, which of course I have a full set for. So the completer was Bing Bong, and then you can get anger, fear, disgust, joy, and sadness. The second set they released in December 2020 was the Mad Tea Party set. So you could get a mouse in a teapot as the completer, and then you could get Alice, the Mad Hatter, Cheshire Cat, and a teacup. And again, technically got a full set, but they did colour variants of the teacups. And the third set they released in December 2020, which again is just ridiculous. It's like they're making up for lost time, but they'd only missed out on one, was the Disney Transportation set. So you could get a Main Street trolley as the completer, and then you could get the monorail, which I don't have, the Mark Twain riverboat, a tram, and a train, which I love because it says the EP Ripley on it. And then there was a gap in January 2021, probably to give us a bit of a breather from the 3 set month before. But in February 2021, we got the It's a Small World set, which I of course had to complete because It's a Small World is my favourite attraction. So the completer was a kangaroo with a little Joey in its pouch, and then you could get the clock face, which is double-sided, the cactus, the penguin, and then the hippo. Now I can't remember which way around it is, but there's a pink hippo and a green hippo, and one is meant to be for Walt Disney World and one is meant to be for Disneyland. So if one of you can remember this, just pop it in the comments. I probably said it in my unbagging video, but I just can't be bothered to dig it out. I'm sorry. I've already been filming for an hour. And then in March 2021, they released the Peter Pan's Flight set. So Tinkerbell was the completer, and then you could get Peter, Wendy, Nana, and then the ride vehicle, and they had variants of the ride vehicle. So I have 2 of them, and I think there might have been 3. And then in April 2021, they released the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout set, which is the Tower of Terror at Disney's California Adventure, basically. I point that out because we've got another Guardians set later on. So I do have a full set for this. The completer was Rocket Raccoon, and then in the bags you could get Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, and Groot, and I have all of those. And I also got an extra Groot for my dad. In May 2021, they released a Star Tours set for May the 4th. So the completer was R2-D2, and then in the bag you could get RX-24, C-3PO, Stormtrooper, and the Starspeeder 3000. I think I completed that set in the unbagging because I can't see myself buying the ones I was missing because I'm not that bothered about Star Wars. Next up, in June 2021, they released the Cars Land Wishables. So the completer was Lightning McQueen. So again, they've started to use one of the most popular ones as the completer, although I imagine most people would have wanted Mater the most. So in this set, you could get Mater, Sally, a ride vehicle, which I believe had variants, and Red, the fire engine. Keeping with the Disney's California Adventure theme, in July 2021, they released the Incredicoaster series. So Jack was the completer, which I of course have, and then in the bags you could get Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, which I don't have, and Violet and Dash, which I do. So I'm happy with that because I have all of the children. If I had a mixture of children and adults, it wouldn't have been as good, I don't think. And then in August 2021, they released the Enchanted Tiki Room set, which I do have a full set for. So the completer is Rosita, and then in the bags you could get a Aloha float, which is the float version of a Dole Whip, and then you could get Jose and Pierre, although the chases that you could get were Michael and Fritz, so that you got all of the Tiki Room birds, and then you could also get a Tiki drummer. And then in October 2021, they released another 3 sets because clearly they thought people were made of money. The first set was the Villains series. The completer was the Headless Horseman, and I actually had to get this one in a sale because they didn't have it in the parks for Laura to get it for me, but a pickup account over in this country had it. So in the bag you could get Hades, Cruella de Vil, Scar, and Maleficent. And I tried for ages to get Hades, and I finally got it, and someone had cut the tush tag off. So it's the only one I've got, I think, that doesn't have a tush tag, but it's fine because I really wanted Hades. And then also in October 2021, they released the Walt Disney World 50th set, which I actually don't have a complete set for. I did think I did. So the completers were Mickey and Minnie, and you could get Goofy, Pluto, Chip and Dale as chases of one another, and then Donald Duck, and Daisy Duck is the one I'm missing. I could have sworn I had Daisy Duck, so I might search the internet to see if I can find her. And then the final set for October 2021 was Snow White's Enchanted Wish. So I don't have a full set for this one because there was a deer in the bag that I just wasn't interested in. So I have the completer, which is Snow White, and then I have the Evil Queen, and then I've got Doc, Grumpy, and Dopey, which are on the bag, and then the chases are the rest of them. So I've got Sneezy, Happy, Bashful, and Sleepy. And then in November 2021, they released 2 sets and an advent calendar, and if you didn't see my video about the advent calendar, I will leave a card up above. But you got 12 different plushes, and it did mean that you were guaranteed all of them, so I really loved that because they were 12 beautiful plushes. So the 12 included a mixture of characters and like ornaments and stuff, and I just really loved that set, and my favourite was probably the castle. But they also released the Phantasmic set in November 2021. So the completer was Sorcerer Mickey, but you could also get Chernabog, Maleficent, an enchanted broom, and Steamboat Willie, which is one of my favourite Wishables to date, to be honest. And they also released some Lion King Wishables, which I'll admit I didn't go for because I had so much to spend my money on that month. So Simba was the completer. I've got Timon, but you could also get Nala, Pumbaa and Rafiki. And I kind of wish I got that set now, but I just couldn't afford them and I don't really like the Lion King. And then there was a gap for December 2021, I suppose, because they knew that everyone was broke from November 2021. So in January 2022, you had the Ultimate Princess event set, I think it was called. So Rapunzel was the completer, which I have. And then you could get Cinderella, Moana, Tiana and Aurora. And Aurora could either be pink or blue. And I was really lucky I got blue, which was the chase version, because I don't really like pink Aurora. I prefer blue Aurora. And then in February 2022, we got the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure set. So Emile was the completer, and then you could get Linguini, Gusto, which unfortunately I don't have, Remy, and then some ride vehicles, but I really wanted the blue one and I don't have that one. And then the Muppets Wishables released in March 2022, so I did manage to get some myself when I went in April 2022. The one out of the bag was Kermit, so I managed to get my friend Becca one as well. And then you could get Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Gonzo and Sam Eagle. And I was really trying hard to get Sam Eagle because Joe really wanted it. He had a real obsession with Sam Eagle, actually still does, and I got him the variant, the one that has like the American hat on, because I thought that I had the regular Sam Eagle, but I don't. So actually I can only complete my set if we count Joe's Sam Eagle, because I don't want to get another Sam Eagle just for me. And besides, he will steal it anyway. And then while we were there, the Main Street Electrical Parade Wishables dropped, but I did really badly with these. So the completer was Elliot, which is the one I most wanted anyway. And then in the bag you could get the train, a turtle parade float, a lightning bug parade float and a drum parade float, and I only managed to get the lightning bug, unfortunately. And then going on to May 2022, again for May the 4th they released Smuggler's Run Wishables. So the completer was Chewie, and then in the bag you could get the Millennium Falcon, Hondo, Onaka, a Porg and the R5P8 droid. And then in June 2022 we got the Dumbo the Flying Elephant series. The completer was Timothy Mouse, and in the bags you could get Dumbo with a variant of like clown makeup Dumbo, Casey Jr, Mrs Jumbo and the Stork. And it's actually Dumbo that I'm missing in both forms, but I'm not too bothered. And then in July 2022, this was actually the last set we got of Wishables until this year. They released the Pinocchio's Daring Journey set. I wasn't that bothered about these because Pinocchio actually scares me, but you couldn't get a donkey, which is what scares me anyway, and they had been rumoured to be the last set, so I wanted to get them. So the completer was Jiminy Cricket, and then you could get Pinocchio, Figaro, Geppetto and the Blue Fairy. And then in February of this year, they randomly decided to release the Cosmic Rewind Guardians of the Galaxy Wishables, which is for Epcot's attraction, not to be confused with Mission Breakout earlier. I didn't get many of these because I wasn't particularly fussed. I thought they'd be too similar to the Mission Breakout, but they're actually quite different. So the completer was Groot, and I wish I'd gotten it because it's like older Groot as opposed to baby Groot. And then Rocket is different. Gamora's smiling instead of being sad. Star-Lord doesn't have a mask on, and then you've got like the ride vehicle. So that's a really nice set. And then in May of this year, finally, they released the Rise of the Resistance Wishables for May the 4th. So the completer was BB-8, and then you could get Rey, Lieutenant Beck, a First Order Stormtrooper and Kylo Ren, which is the only one I don't have, and I really want to get Kylo Ren. So that was a really long video. It's over an hour. It's not going to be that long when I cut it down because I had to Google things, but it is still going to be a really long video. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up because I am going to do this with my munchlings. It won't be as long because we've only had munchlings for 2 years and we haven't had one every single month, but I probably will keep the same format. But I really hope you enjoyed it. I've talked about my grails as well, so if I do get any more I will have to do an update video. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend and I will see you on Tuesday for a new video, a much shorter new video might I add. Bye friends.